Have you been posting content consistently, but still haven't made the amount of sales that you would have expected to by now? Have you downloaded content templates and frameworks and scripts trying to find the right words to say in your content so that you can make more sales, but still nothing has changed? Well, in this video, I'm going to share an aspect of content that not many people are talking about that is so essential for you to have if you want to attract an audience and make more sales. But first, I'm going to share with you why what you're doing isn't working, even though you have the consistency and the effort. It's because the effort that you have is in trying to say the right thing to get someone to do something, which is give you their money, make the sale. And social media is not a platform for you to get something from. It is a platform for you to give to. And the moment you're able to give and truly be of service to people in your content, now you've opened yourself up to receive. And you make it easy for the other person on the other side of the screen to give you money because you have already given to them. So when you show up to the platform, any of them, ask yourself, are you showing up to this platform to get something, or are you showing up to connect with people and truly be of service? One of the fastest ways to actually repel sales is to need it. It's to be in that, like, I need this to happen mode. I need this to feel good about myself. I need this to validate that sale. If you need that to make you feel good, the other person on the other side of the screen can actually feel that energy. And that's going to repel them because let's be honest, nobody wants to be needed. It just feels clingy. And the moment somebody feels that, they're backing off and thinking to themselves, this person really needs something from me. I don't want to be needed. I don't want to be got if you're showing up to the platform to get something, right? So I want you to put yourself in the frame of mind of when you're creating the content, is it because it's truly of service to you and you want to provide valuable content to your people, or are you really in the energy of trying to get something? Now, I know that if you're watching this, you are a heart-led entrepreneur. You truly care about people. You really want to be of service. But it's really easy to get caught up in the numbers and the metrics and the sales. And sales is important, making money is important. But sometimes we can get so caught up that we actually forget why we started our business in the first place or why we even are showing up to this platform. And so I want to remind you that it's so important for you to make sure that you're actually wearing your heart-led self when you show up online. So the component of content that is so important for you to have in order to attract the audience and to truly make more sales and showing up from a place of connection and not showing up from a place of transaction is for you to embrace what makes you different. Yes, embrace what makes you different. In other words, be authentic. And I know that sounds so cliche, but let's think about this for a second. Why do we keep having to say be authentic? We have to say that because you haven't been in a habit of being authentic. When you're working 9 to 5 jobs, that is not an authentic experience. There's a filter that's put on. There's a level of properness that we end up putting ourselves in, and we're really showcasing ourselves to be professional. We are trying to appease people. And so we really haven't been in a habit of true authenticity. So it sounds cliche, but you being able to embrace what truly makes you different, that is how you are going to stand out online. And the moment that you are able to embrace what makes you different, you will create a true, genuine connection with your audience, something that they can feel. And the moment you're able to connect with them and make them feel something, now your content is coming from a place of truly being of service and not trying to get anything. The really big thing about content is that you don't want to give people something that they can just Google online. You genuinely want to offer your ideas, perspectives, and insights so that your person can see their problem differently. You want to be able to give them a new frame, a new shape, a new perspective on what it is they're going through. So that way they can feel hopeful. They can feel excited again that there is a solution at hand, or they can not feel so alone with whatever issue they are going through that you're going to help them to solve. And the moment that you are able to give someone a new perspective, a new level of insight into their problem, I promise you, they will literally open up a tab in their brain with your name on it and have you bookmark as the person who helped them see something differently. And that's how they're going to gain this affinity to you. And they're going to develop this level of trust, which is going to make it really easy for them to buy from you. But in order to have that trust, in order to have that connection, and in order for you to truly provide levels of insight, you must embrace what makes you different. Because let's be honest, there are many coaches and consultants and trainers out here that have same levels of knowledge as you. And so the platform isn't made for you to just tell people what you know. The platform is made for you to offer something that is unique and that can only come when you are embracing the part of you that makes you different in being able to truly provide a service or a product for this person. And so it becomes a unique experience for you when you're online and you don't look like everybody else. And it becomes a unique experience for the person on the other side of the screen watching you, because they're going to connect with something different about you than they will someone else, even if it's the same information, even if someone else can provide the exact same result. No one can honestly do it like you. It is so important that you understand what is your differentiating factor. And so if there's a component of yourself that you have ever thought, no one's going to like that about me, or that's a quirky side of me, I don't want to show that. I promise you, the more that you actually show that within your content, people are going to start to love you for it, because that's how they're truly going to connect. So I want you to think about when you were in a lecture hall and the professor is talking and they might be saying something that's boring. They might be saying something that you're like, oh my gosh, I already know this already. And you might be falling asleep. But the moment that that professor shares a personal story with you or shows a part of their personality that might be quirky, they say a joke, you're going to automatically gain an affinity to that professor. You are going to love attending their class. You're going to receive that information differently because you like how they are showing parts of themselves. Now, this isn't something that you're necessarily aware of, but you are enjoying the class because of the personality of this professor. Now, someone else can come in and teach this exact same information, but it's not going to land the same. You're going to be in the back and you're going to be snoring because it's going to be boring. And so it's because this person has embraced what is making them different as a professor. They have now changed your experience with the information that you are learning from them. And now you want to learn from them. Now you inherently trust them more and you feel connected to that professor, even though someone else can teach the exact same information. Your online business, your coaching, your consulting, and the products that you are creating is the exact same way. People are not connecting to what you know. People are connecting to who you are, how you are able to convey and communicate how you can help them, and the different levels of insight that you are able to convey to them. So this is all about giving your audience an experience with you. This isn't an intellectual process. I promise you, creating content is not about how smart you are. I'm sure you've looked at people online and been like, I'm smarter than that person. How come they seem to be doing better? How come they seem to be building an audience? And I'm just going to tell you right now, how other people's social media profiles or platforms look on the outside is never telling of the true story, but we can tend to make some stuff up in our head all the time. But I just want you to take a look at the fact that you've probably looked at other people and thought, I'm smarter than that person. I know more than that person. I know I'm really good at what I do, just as good or even better. How come they seem to be growing and I'm not? Because it boils down to how much personality, how much embracing of what makes them different they're showing up with. And so even though two people could be saying the exact same words and producing the exact same outcome for their clients, the way that they go about it is different. And that is what people are connected to. That is what makes it easy for the people watching you to buy from you. So I want you to actually ask yourself two questions. The first question is, what aspects of yourself do you feel you need to hide because you think others might judge you for it? Now, when you list these out, I want you to take a look at them and ask yourself, well, why have I been hiding this? What is it I'm afraid of that might happen if I publicly own this part of myself? Maybe you tell really great jokes. Maybe you like to use a different tone of voice, or maybe you like to I don't know, like do something funny with your hands. Maybe you like to wear certain glasses. Maybe you've got a shirt that is really quirky that sometimes you might want to wear. What aspects of yourself do you think people are not going to love? And I want you to write those down and then kind of ask yourself, well, why do I think that? Where in my life was I told that that wasn't the right way to do something? Because I'll be honest with you, you basically make your own rules online. Yes, there are principles and things that work from marketing and sales perspectives, but the truth of the matter is people are really looking to connect with your true authentic self, not how you're trying to portray authenticity. Because the moment we're trying to portray something, we are no longer being authentic, which is why this process is often difficult for people to truly embrace what makes them different. It's really hard to want people to pay you with their hard-earned dollars when you yourself are not embracing the aspects of yourself. People can feel that disconnect. So list out the aspects of yourself that you feel that you need to hide. The second thing is, what would you say or create differently if you allowed that part of you to come through? Would you share more jokes? Would you wear the glasses? Would you put your hair differently? Would you wear a certain shirt? Would you use different tones or dialects? Would you say something that is just probably out of this world that people would be like, what? And like maybe give you like a side eye, but really for your people that you're going to connect with, they'll find it funny. The more you can own that, the more that you can show up with that, the more fun your content is going to be for people. The more they're going to hear what you have to say, but they're going to feel what you have to say as well. So I want you to think about this for a second, because this is really what it means to talk from your head versus talk from your heart. And maybe you have heard that before. Get out of your head and drop into your heart. Now, something I like to imagine is that there is a 2-lane road from my heart to my throat. 2 lanes, okay? And when we're talking from our head, it's because we are trying to get something from someone. We are trying to get the sale. And that means that one of the lanes from our heart to our throat is blocked. So there's a level of force. There is a level of like, I got to say the right thing for this to work. There's not that much heart into what you're saying. It's more logical as opposed to truly tapping into the human experience. So when you're actually talking from your heart space, both of these lanes are open from your heart to your throat, and it flows, and it flows in a way where you're just finding the words. You don't even know how you're finding the words, but you're finding the words because you're truly here to deliver a message. And in no way, shape, or form are you trying to get something or prove something or hide anything about yourself. You are truly just showing up and serving the people. And so this is what it means to talk from your heart and not talk from your head. You might have even noticed that you have a pressure over your throat, or maybe even a pressure over your heart, and you're wondering, why do I have pressure over my throat? Or why do I have pressure over my heart? When you have that pressure over here, that often means that you are trying to control how you are viewed online. You have something to prove, something to gain, or potentially something to hide. And so you're basically stifled through this area, which is the channel of communication and connection with the audience on the other side of the screen. But the moment you've got nothing to hide, nothing to prove, and nothing to gain, and you are open with both lanes, if you're using that mental image that I just gave you, you're using both lanes are open, what that now does is it allows you to truly be of service, truly be of connection, and you just don't have that heaviness anymore. And so I really invite you to take a look at, how you've been showing up online, what parts of yourself you've been trying to hide. Do you have pressure over your throat or over your heart? Have you noticed that you're talking from your head because you're trying to get something? You got caught up in all of the metrics needing something to happen? Or are you truly coming from a mission centric, a body based experience as you are creating your content? Because I know you're heart led. I know you care about the people that you are serving. I know that you truly want to help other people, but it is easy to get caught up in all of the metrics and the minutia where we truly lose sight or lose touch of the experience that we are creating for someone. When you're really talking from your heart space, it's exciting for you to show up, and it's exciting for people to hear you and receive you. And sometimes they're not even going to hear the words that you're saying, but they're going to feel you through the screen. Like right now, I'm excited, and it's like I feel like I'm like through the screen. So because my energy is so projective, I know that you're feeling me on the other side. You're like, she's really excited to talk about this. Yes, because it is an element of content that literally makes everything work. Feels like magic because there's a level of inherent connection that isn't just the words that we say. When someone says, I'm sorry, you can automatically tell if they mean it or not just based off the energy and the tone. Well, the same thing is happening when you're creating your content. When it's from the heart, you can feel someone's I'm sorry. When it's from their head because it's forced, I'm sorry, it's a much different experience. So that's what I want you to think about when you're showing up to create content online. Not that you're telling people I'm sorry, but it's more so you're coming from a place of genuine care. And again, I know that you care, but it is really easy to forget because social media just makes it seem like we got to go out there and get something. But the truth of the matter is, the moment that you are able to connect with your audience, it's honestly how you build the trust and they buy from you. They don't buy because of what you know. They buy because of how you make them feel and your ability to truly connect with them. So answer those two questions and kind of identify if there's any tightness through your throat or your heart at all. And I invite you to drop in the comments, what aspect of yourself are you going to be embracing next? Let us know so that we can support you. Share this video with someone who you know who might be playing small, or somebody who you know has been talking from their head, has so much to share, but is not really putting themselves out there because they're still hiding. Share this video with them so that they know how important it is to truly embrace what makes them different. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in another video. Bye.